To ensure 100% compliance with all city, county, and state laws, you must also obtain a local business license. Having a local business license demonstrates that you are fully compliant with local and county and state regulations. You are required to hold a business or occupational license in the city or the county where your dealership. And this license is typically available online, or you can have this license applied for when you complete your local zoning affidavit at your city hall or a county courthouse. But the easiest way to do it is to probably go ahead and do it online. While you are not required to display your business license, you will need to submit a copy of it along with your dealer license application to the state. Now, the state doesn't require it, but you might go ahead and display that license because your city or your county will probably require it. So I want to show you how to get a local business license. For example, if your dealership is located in the city of Albuquerque, you can simply go to your favorite search engine, type in Albuquerque business license, and this will lead you to the city of Albuquerque's business registration page. And you can just scroll through there, click on businesses, and then you'll easily be able to register and pay for your Albuquerque city business license. Now, let's just say, for example, your dealership is located in Santa Fe. Well, you could just go type for Santa Fe business license, and then you're going to land on the city of Santa Fe's website, as you see right there. Maybe you're in Las Cruces. Just type Las Cruces business license, and you're going to land on the city of Las Cruces website, as you see there. And then here's one more for Roswell. So if your dealership's in Roswell, you can type in Roswell business license, and you're going to land on the city of Roswell's business registration page as well. Now, if you are not in a city, if you're in a rural area and you're in a county, then you're going to need to get a county business license. So let's just say, for example, you're in Los Alamos County, then you can search Los Alamos County business license, and you would land on the County of Los Alamos official website where you can register that business. So that local business will just make sure that you are 100% compliance with state, county, and city laws. So you do have to have that. You may need to submit a copy of that, so you definitely want to have a copy on your computer, but no matter what, you will need to submit a copy of that. But no matter what, I'm going to also recommend that you go ahead and display that local business license in your office as well. Next, I want to talk about a very, very, very important component of any dealership in the state, and that's going to be your insurance. Now, obviously, the state of New Mexico does require that every single vehicle being driven on any roadway in the state must be insured, including the vehicles that you might be allowing your customers to test drive. It is crucial to obtain your dealer insurance before you purchase any vehicles to resell. And I want to emphasize this point. You must have insurance in place before you start acquiring vehicles to resell. Under no circumstances should you allow anyone to drive your vehicles without the proper insurance. Failure to maintain financial responsibility could lead to significant penalties for any dealer who's operating without insurance. I want to discuss the different types of dealer insurance so you can determine what is best for your dealership. Dealer liability. Dealer liability, it's going to be the most basic and least expensive option. It covers damages to customers that test drive one of your vehicles and maybe they wreck into another vehicle. So what it's going to do, it's going to cover the other vehicle. It will not cover your property because it's dealer liability. Sometimes we call it dealer garage. That's going to be the bare bones minimum required by New Mexico state law for legal operation of any dealership. So you will have to have this insurance in effect before you start purchasing for vehicles for resale. As an important note, I want you to be aware, many dealer auctions now require that you have proof of insurance before you're allowed to even start bidding on vehicles. So got to make sure you got that insurance before you start acquiring inventory to resell. There's also what's called dealer's open lot. This is often thought of as full coverage for your inventory. Dealer's open lot insurance covers your entire inventory against things like hail, windstorms, theft, and it covers a dollar amount, not a specific amount of vehicles. So it does cover a dollar amount. Since New Mexico does have extreme weather and high rates of motor vehicle theft, especially in cities like Albuquerque, having an open lot insurance policy is going to protect your entire inventory from potential loss. So let's just say, for example, if your dealership has $100,000 worth of cars in the inventory, you're going to need at least a $100,000 open lot coverage policy. Don't ever go into financial ruin because you didn't have enough coverage on your inventory as you start building higher amounts of inventory. Garage keeper's insurance. This covers your dealership if you offer repair services, garage keepers, and protects vehicles left in your care for repairs. So if it covers damage to the loss of a customer's vehicle while it's in your custody. So if you got a garage, if you keep a garage, you need garage keepers. Also, I want you to be aware there's another thing called errors and omissions. And what errors and omissions is going to do is going to cover mistakes in paperwork. So it's also known as a comprehensive errors and omissions insurance. So this is especially important for dealers that are handling a very large volume of sales and paperwork. Employment practices insurance. This insurance covers you if you were sued by like an employee for wrongful termination, discrimination, or maybe if you were not paying the correct minimum wage. So we're going to talk about minimum wage later on in your dealer training course. Workers' compensation, if you have employees, it is required by law. So it's going to cover medical expenses and wages for employees that are injured while working on the job. False pretense. This covers, if someone buys a vehicle from you under false pretense, like if somebody comes in and buys a vehicle with a fake ID or something like that. So as you build your dealership and you grow your inventory, you want to ensure that you do have adequate insurance coverage to protect your assets and your business. And it's definitely worth discussing these different types of insurance with your agent to make sure and tailor a policy that's going to fit your dealership needs. So be sure to cover your inventory. This is going to help you protect against fraudulent transactions and make sure that you are completely compliant with your new business. Now, there are some factors that are going to affect the cost of your dealer insurance. So I want you to keep in mind driving record. Good driving record. If you have a great driving record, you're going to pay lower rates. Bad driving record, then you're going to pay higher rates. So it's based on your driving record. Also, your dealership experience. So if you're getting a dealer's license for the very first time, you're going to pay higher rates your first 3 years in business. After you've had a dealer's license for 3 years, you should see a dramatic drop in your policy. And if you don't, go out to another company after you've got 3 years of experience, and you should be able to get a lower quote. Geographic area. If your dealership's located near a high traffic downtown area, then your premiums are going to be a lot higher than if you're out in a suburban or rural area. So locations in less densely populated areas tend to have a lot cheaper insurance. Number of dealer plates. The more dealer plates you have, the higher your insurance will be. So, if you have a massive amount of sales, you can actually request a lower number of dealer plates that you're allowed, and that will actually keep your insurance down a little bit. So always focus on maintaining a good driving record, choosing a dealership location wisely, and limiting the number of dealer plates you use can significantly impact what you pay for your insurance. Now, where are you going to get quotes? You can certainly call your current insurance agent. However, be sure to ask specifically if they offer policies that cover dealership operations, including test drives for customers. Not all agents carry these types of policies. So you might even ask some other dealers. If your current agent doesn't offer dealership policies, you can ask some other dealers. They can often point you to a trusted insurance provider in your area that specializes in dealer coverage. I'm always going to recommend doing a quick internet search. This is going to give you access to a lot of options and allow you to compare rates and coverage. So you can go to your favorite search engine and type in New Mexico dealer insurance, and you're going to find several providers that are going to offer you a good, quick quote. I'm going to strongly recommend that you do get at least 2 quotes, because I have seen there is a huge, sometimes dramatic difference in dealer policy pricing. So you might get a quote from one company that offers you a policy for $600 a year, while the company right across the street is giving you a quote for $4,000 a year for the identical coverage. So I always recommend comparing policy pricing, and always make sure that you get at least 2 quotes. And as a final reminder, you need insurance before you purchase vehicles to resell. We're taking your 8-hour course right now. One of the initial steps or final steps for applying for your New Mexico dealer's license is completing the 8-hour course that you're currently taking. And at the end of this course, you will receive your certificate of completion that you will be able to download immediately. It is valid for 1 year from the date that you complete the course. That means you must apply for your dealer's license within 1 year from the date that you finish the course. If you don't apply for your license with this time frame, you're going to need to take the course again. And I certainly don't want you to have to do that. So make sure to get your dealer's license as soon as possible. Complete all these steps within 1 year of the last day of your course. New Mexico law does require all dealers to take 4 hours continuing education every year. after you receive your license. And the Automobile Dealer Training Association is approved by the Motor Vehicle Division to offer continuing education. And it's going to cover, it's a little bit different. It's going to cover new laws and other relevant updates to keep you compliant with state regulations. So I'm hoping that you're finding this information very, very helpful.